Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Degenerate Disseminators podcast. I'm your host, Jordan, and just wanted to say, hope you guys all had a very lovely Christmas. Still is Christmas for me right now at the time of recording this, but it's coming out tomorrow. But yeah, just hope you guys had an awesome Christmas. Had some good games today. Hope you guys made some good picks. And yeah, sorry, it's been a slow week for us here at the podcast. Unfortunately, I work in an industry that doesn't really you know, I don't really get time off for holidays, unfortunately. But we're making it work. We're keeping the ball rolling this week. And on the topic of the holidays, just something I did want to touch on. Like I said, hope you guys did have a nice holiday, but I do know for a lot of people that the holidays can be a rough time. And if you are someone experiencing that, and you are someone that partakes in sports betting as well, um, maybe just stay away from sports betting. Like I said, I know some people struggle, and I feel like sports betting should be more of a hobby, something that you do when you have the time and everything's going well in life. If you're someone going through a tough time at the moment, and you're not really thinking logically, placing these bets. Maybe take a little break. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. It's kind of a subject I wanted to touch on in some of our previous episodes. I just haven't really had the chance. Um, I know our podcast title might indicate that I think differently, but I actually do think problem gambling, something that should be talked about more. And I'm sorry I haven't really touched up on it previously, but yeah, if you are participating in sports betting, make sure all their aspects in your life are going well and you're doing good before you start putting money on things. But thanks for my little spiel there. But let's move into Thursday, guys. No Daniel today. There's no hockey today on the 26th, unfortunately. So he'll be back for Friday's episode. But I still was able to scrounge up three nice picks for us here. Um, it was really weird this year. Christmas Eve literally had nothing going on. We had USF versus what San Jose State, I think. Maybe that was them. I don't even know. And then, but Christmas was pretty busy. We had a bunch of NFL games, a bunch of basketball games. I'm not complaining. But yeah, week goes on, we get more games. Um, where should I start? I didn't write the times down. I'm not gonna lie for these games, so I know I've been doing them in order of start time, but actually, I'll pull it up. Give me 1 second. But first, actually, I do have to recap. Um, what was it? Monday's episode? I believe so. Actually, no, I don't even know. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't even write down what I put in last episode. I'm sorry. The holidays has been so crazy. Plus our little Tampa fiasco. Got a lot of stuff out of whack. Not gonna lie, but I believe in the last episode we went 1-2. Sounds about right. But I will go back and confirm. And like I said, before the month is over, I am gonna really make sure I have all of our picks recorded and be upfront about our numbers. Not here trying to fool you guys saying I went 84-2 in the month of December. But yeah, that's a work in progress. We'll definitely get that before the new year starts. Well, let's jump into this Thursday. We'll start with football. The Seattle Seahawks taking on the Chicago Bears in Chicago. This is not a cool Thursday night football game, if I must admit. But there are some interesting trends to look at here. The Seahawks have been really good on the road this year for some reason. They're 8-7 straight up on the year, but 5-1 away. Don't know how that happens. I'm not gonna lie. Um, in away games, they are 4-1-1 ATS. Pretty solid. For the Seahawks, though, they will be without their starting running back Kenneth Walker. But I think their passing attack is going to be more than enough against the Chicago Bears defense. In passing attack, the Seattle Seahawks rank fourth in the entire league, and I just don't think that's going to go well with the Bears defense, which is 26th in total defense and 23rd in passing defense. Um, and I do like to talk about like who has the better spot a lot. It's something I've been talking about in the past few NFL picks, given we are approaching playoff time. Um, Seahawks are on the bubble. I wouldn't say they're like in the hunt, really. I think a lot of stuff would have to go wrong for other teams for them to make it. But a win here still keeps them by like that 15% chance. It's not eliminating them from playoff contention. Um, but we already know the Bears, they're gone. They're not making that. So I do like the spot more for the Seahawks. Um, they're only catching 3.5 points as favorites. Um, I can dig it. Like I said, I think the rushing attack's going to be very limited, but we know teams can pass all they want against this Bears team. So give me the Seahawks at -3.5 for 1.15 units. Then we're going to move to the NFL. We're not moving to the NFL, Jordan. We just talked about the NFL. We're moving to the NBA. Looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Indiana Pacers. Um, I've given a lot of praise to this Thunder team. They're great. Even, they have some players absent, but they're still doing great things, tearing up the Western Conference. And I think I've said this before. I do see them making a finals appearance coming out of the West. Just love what I'm seeing there. He's super young core. But a lot of interesting trends to look at here for this game as well. In regular season games, I'm just saying that because they did play in the NBA Cup final, which doesn't count. They're 17-9-2 ATS, which is really good. And then they're 9-4-1 ATS on the road, and as road favorites, they're 8-4-1. And then another interesting trend that I saw in terms of ATS, they're 5-1-2 in non-conference games. They check all the boxes going into this game, so do like our odds here. Miles Turner is also listed as a game time decision. I think if he isn't there, the Pacers really stand no chance. But even if he is, I do think the Thunder are going to take this one down. Don't get me wrong, I do acknowledge that the Pacers have, looked way better. They've won 5 in a row, but they really haven't faced a team on the Thunder's level, really. They beat the Warriors, so it's probably like the best team, and the Suns, I guess, but they're both sitting around the like 0.500 mark. It's really nothing that impressive, in my opinion. I think the Thunder get it done. And they're not going to keep up with the Thunder's defense. The Thunder have the best defense in the entire league. We know that the Pacers don't really play defense. Their defense is just scoring 140 points. But they're just not going to do that this game, unfortunately. Line sitting at -5.5, which I think is, it's kind of overinflated, just given that the Pacers are on a 5-game win streak. But like I said, doesn't really faze me. In that win streak, they haven't really played anyone on the level of the Thunder. So I will be taking the Thunder at -5.5 for 1.1 units. And then moving into this last game, well, this is actually the first game of the day. I know this one starts super early. Looking at college football, we got a bowl game. Toledo taking on Pittsburgh. It is on a neutral, but I believe it's Ford Stadium is what it's called. It's about an hour from Toledo. So I think Toledo's going to have like a slight home field feel, but it's not really what I'm looking at here. Pittsburgh started off the year super hot. They went 7-0. They were number 18 in the AP polls at one point, and then until they weren't, they did lose out the remaining 5 games of the college football regular season, and they just melted. They played SMU. They got destroyed. I believe they also played Clemson at some point on their schedule. Also got destroyed by them. I do like the spot for Toledo, though. They also have the same record, 7-5. I do think Pittsburgh, I don't even think, I think it's just a fact. Pittsburgh did have a much greater strength of schedule. However, we are looking at least 16 players being out from this game on Pittsburgh's side, due to they're opting out due to transfer portal or just not wanting to play. And at the time, it's about just a little bit past midnight now. We still don't know if their starting quarterback is playing, which is kind of not good. He did get pretty significantly injured. I believe it was in the Louisville game, but he's not going to be at full strength if he is playing. And the second string quarterback for Pittsburgh, he bounced. Transfer portal hit. He's gone. So if they're starting, their main guy isn't starting. What was his name? I'm sorry, I wrote it down here. Eli Holstein. Sorry if I'm butchering that. But if he's not playing, we're going to see a freshman walk-on make the start. So you're either getting a banged up guy or walk on freshman. Either of those things are really not good. And in terms of who they're going against in Toledo, they actually have the 31st best defense in all of college football, all of it. So, like I said, either have a banged up guy, not really wanting to be there, or you have a freshman who probably isn't really ready for that type of defensive task on that he has to go up against. Um, I do think that the spread is so high because, like I said, Pittsburgh definitely did have a much tougher schedule. I do think on paper they were definitely the better team, but missing at least 16 people and maybe even your starting quarterback on top of that. Um, I think Toledo can win this game outright, and they're catching 7 points as underdogs. And I know it's a neutral, but it's really more of like a home game to them, or I should say, it's gonna feel like more of a home game to Toledo than it is to Pittsburgh. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's a great spot for Toledo. Didn't have a bad season either. Also 7-5. I think they go out there, especially if you have this freshman QB for Pittsburgh starting. I think they shut him down. Toledo doesn't really need to score that many points as long as they can contain Pittsburgh, which I think they can. I think they can win this game outright, in all honesty, and they're catching 7 points. This is a steal. Um, if you want to sprinkle Toledo money line, power to you. But I'm gonna be playing a little safer here as I normally do, and I'm gonna be taking Toledo at +7 for 1.1 units, and that's gonna be it for today. Like I said, just keeping the ball rolling, not getting too aggressive here as we try to close out our first official month of the podcast. Just a quick recap: we do have the Thunder at -5.5 against the Pacers for 1.1 units. The Seahawks taking on the Bears, for taking the Seahawks at -3.5 for 1.1 units. And we are also taking Toledo at +7 in their bowl game against Pittsburgh for 1.1 units. That's going to do it for today, guys. We'll be back. We're going to try and have an episode out for the rest of the week. Wish us luck with that, but a lot of sports going on. And we will see you guys in the next one.